a peculiar idea that if it comes down to Donald Trump and Britain, after not just leaving the EU but also leaving the trade area and getting no deal, which seems to be plausible at this time. It might change, I don't know. Boris might decide to go for a deal, regardless. Whoever's in the White House is, in fact, this kind of kingmaker for future trade. And in many ways, without an American deal to offset the loss of a European, loss of trade, basically, having no deal as far as Europe, may well mean we have to make some pretty unfortunate deals elsewhere. And as I've mentioned in another video, Biden probably would not wish to have a deal. Trump probably would, and he said it would be a great deal, it would be a very good deal, it's going to be a great deal for America, a great deal for Britain, it's going to be the best deal. And a lot of that's just words, and I'm sure America would like a deal, and they've been trying to get a deal with the EU for a long time, but they got blocked by Belgium. But in any case, I think a lot of people are thinking it's going to be a lot sweeter than they make out, that it's going to be a deal which is going to be made on mutual respect. And it's like, well, that's not so much how business deals work or trade deals work, necessarily. There could be benefit for both sides, but if you're the lesser partner, that means you're going to be treated in a lesser way. Look at the present situation with Britain and Europe. Europe is treating Britain as the lesser, because out of this conglomerate of 27 nations, and Britain on the outside that used to be the 28th, you're no longer as important, and they have to treat it that way, at least according to their perspective. I mean, strictly speaking, you could have some kind of alternative view. As far as America, many times the size of Britain, of course, 5 times the population, and, think about that sort of size in terms of proportion, larger in terms of its economy. Well, you end up with the same situation where it's like, little Britain, who are you? Why should we give you a sweet deal? And you really do have to make that a sweet deal when you're actually trying to put it together. Not that I'm an expert, but in any case, do you really think that Trump will give Britain a perfect deal? I don't think so. Do you think he'll give a deal that will encourage more trade between the two nations? Yes. Is that all that's really necessary? Well, it's a good start, isn't it? It's a good start, and then you can get better deals with Canada, better deals with Australia, better deals with New Zealand, perhaps, depending on, Jacinda Ardern. But, you're going to see a lot of people who are probably banking, and I know a lot of Brexiteers are banking on the idea of a US trade deal if Trump remains in power, because it'll be a decent deal, and it'll be an actual deal, whereas Biden probably would not give a deal. But in any case, I think it might not be as it seems. It might not be as good as people hope, and I think many people are, banking on this to some large degree. Not that they need to, but it would be a lot easier if Britain had a trade deal with America once we end up with either a deal with Europe or no deal with Europe. And if we have no deal with Europe, we need to start signing deals around the world quickly, preferably, in order to ensure that there is, in fact, still a level of growth in our economy. But that goes without saying.